Scorpius is now mayor, which means his 2 perks are now active: Darker Auctions and Bribe. Bribe gives you money based off your playtime, so with a low playtime, I get 50k, and with a high playtime, I get 1 mil. However, you can only claim your bribe on one profile, so make sure you choose wisely. As you can see, I claimed the 50k on an Iron Man profile, so I couldn't get the 1 mil on my main profile. So with Scorpius's Darker Auctions perk, it means that 3 new items are available, as well as, other books like Power 7. But those you can get off experimentation tables, so I wouldn't worry too much about. The 3 items are Midas Staff, the Hegemony Artifact, and the Plasma Flux. Now, all of these items are very expensive, which is the reason I only have 1. And I'm using Overflux and what's the hologram from the bit shop to represent them. So the Hegemony Artifact, to start off, is 1.2 bill, basically 1.3 bill, and it counts for twice the magical power in your accessory bag. Now this is a pretty good item, and I would say if you have like a lot of money and most stuff in the game, and you're working on getting like 1500 MP or higher, you should definitely go for this, as it counts, double what it normally would. But early game, I wouldn't really, well, obviously not early game, you don't have that money, but if you only just have around 1 bill, I wouldn't recommend going for it. Right. The next item, which I actually have, is the Gilded Midas Staff. Now, it's the second best mage weapon behind the Scrolled Hype, and you can see it creates this wave of gold blocks in front of you, doing pretty good damage, 4.8 mil. I'm not in like a great mage set, it's just like basic Storm and Wither Goggles, but pretty solid damage. It's only 350 mil. This one was bought for a little bit under 300 mil, but now most things go for around or higher than lowest bin on Darker Auctions. So I would recommend going for this item, even if you have a Scrolled Hype, as they're both pretty good. They both have different uses. Whilst Hype is more, used in dungeons because you can run around, it's quicker to clear rooms. With Midas Staff, takes a little while to come out, slowly kills them. You can't spam it as much because the blocks, kind of disappear and there's an ability cooldown. However, still worth going for. It's a good mage weapon. I would say definitely buy this one if you have the money. Then the last thing that Scorpius mainly sells in the Darker Auctions, Plasma Flux Nucleus. Now, the Plasma Flux, you need Wolf 7 for it, which, isn't difficult to get. Well, with the item itself, 480 mil, that's basically 500. It's expensive. It gives plus 7.5 vitality, plus 7.5 mending, and 125 base mana regen. Now, this item does look worth it. However, compared to Overflux, which is here, it's only 2.5 more vitality and mending, and 25% more base mana regen, and 0.5% more health, and 10 strength. Now that isn't the biggest difference, especially as Overflux is 70 mil, and this is 628. Well, realistically it's a lot lower because this is 480. Warcraft cost is like 5 mil. No, not 5 mil, like 7 mil. Now, it's not a massive difference, and so I wouldn't recommend it as an upgrade if you're kind of middle late game. If you're end game, I'd say go for this. Another thing that affects this is the SOS flare. Yeah, okay, whilst you do need Blaze 7, which is a difficult slayer with T-Force taking a while, if you can do it, do it. Right. It gives plus 30 vitality compared to the plus 7.5. It gives the same base mana regen, and it also gives 10 ferocity and 25 true defense, and 5 attack speed, but that's not like that much. And also, whilst Plasma Flux costs half of your mana, which is not the greatest if you're running mage, as you do want to keep as much mana as possible. SOS Flare only costs 50, not 50, 250, which is a lot cheaper than half, especially if you have like 4,000 mana, 5,000 mana. Because with 5,000, you're spending 2,500 on putting down Overflux or Plasma Flux, right? With this, you're only spending 250. Now it can buff 8 players up to 40 blocks for 3 minutes, whilst Plasma Flux is only 5 players within 20 blocks, which 20 blocks is half, 5 players is 1 more than half of 8. And then it's also only lasts for 60 seconds. So the SOS Flare lasts 3 times as much, gives better buffs, and can affect more players in a wider range. Now, the only bad thing about it is you do need Blaze 7, but it's also 300 mil cheaper basically, because you can buy it for 165 compared to the 628 or Warcraft at 550. So Plasma Flux worse than SOS Flare, and SOS Flare is a lot cheaper. So I would say don't really bother too much with Plasma Flux, because you may as well just either go for SOS Flare or just keep Overflux, because they're basically the same. It's only a slight upgrade. It's not big enough in my opinion to matter. It's not a big enough upgrade. Whilst Hegemony Artifact, if you're going for high MP, you should definitely go for Midas Staff. Definitely get it if you can. It's very good mage weapon.